It's the KentuckySports.co radio show, your number one source for sports news and information. Now here's your host, Kelly Patrick and Hank Garrett.
Welcome to KentuckySports.co radio show. It's Kelly Patrick here we got Hank Garrett. How you doing tonight, Hank?
Oh, doing great.
We got some real good stuff we're going to be talking about tonight. Plenty of material to cover over the last week regarding sports in the state of Kentucky. Being that it is May 5th, 2011, we are doing a shot of tequila in honor of our Mexican brothers. I'll tell you what, I love Mexico. We're going to talk about a little bit here. We got who are the best Mexican athletes we saw here. I just got off of them. Let's see here.
You just got off the famous Mexican athlete.
No, Oscar De La Hoya. You know, he's the very criticized at times, but you know what do they call him? The golden boy. The golden boy, because he wears his little robe around his mansions, and he trains, and he's got such a pretty face. You got to honor Oscar De La Hoya on Cinco de Mayo, although Mexico doesn't really even celebrate it today. I don't think, but we are.
Oh, it's great, and I got to give props to my favorite Hispanic Mexican athlete, Fernando Valenzuela. 1981 Fernando Mania with the Dodgers. Great documentary on 30-30 if you haven't seen it. Really just took over the league, and for somebody that hadn't had a whole lot of baseball experience, he just kind of came on the scene. The look to the Angels, kind of the quirky delivery, and just took him away that one year.
Who else do we got here? Good little Eduardo Nájera, who I think at one time was the only Mexican in the NBA. He was a very, they say a very gritty player. I remember him playing for Dallas mostly. I think I saw him play for maybe Denver.
Yeah,
he was a good, solid player.
He's a journeyman. He's still playing with Dallas. The thing I remember most about Eduardo Nájera, and mainly because it came in '98, the Kentucky one shiny moment, but when he had the collision with I want to say that was it was either Wally Zerbiak or Mateen Cleaves. I think it was Wally Zerbiak in the NCAA tournament. Both of them were bloodied. It was a violent collision. I think Zerbiak was setting the pick. Nájera just ran through it. Gruesome moment, but one that'll live on in college basketball forever.
So Hank and I and Matt, the producer over there.
He's moved up from intern to actually what he does is the producer and all of the show. Everything that is brought to you pretty much is from Matt's creation. We just kind of are the models per se. I guess that's what you call ourselves.
You could refer to us as the model.
Me like the head guy, right?
You're the head guy, Matt.
I'm like the boss. Is that right?
You're the Hugh Hefner, and we're just the playmates, except a lot uglier ones.
No, I'm kidding.
You're not easy to work for. I'll say that.
You guys are what make this thing run. Except for Kelly.
So humble.
Kelly doesn't do a damn thing.
Really don't appreciate you saying that to me on air.
I'm sorry. So let's do this. I'm ready.
All right, we got our shots. Let's go. Some good tequila. We ready, guys?
Let's toast it up here before we do it.
Cheers to a good show, huh?
Cheers.
Sorry, Mom.
Yes, sir.
Some good stuff there.
So let's start the show.
What are we going to talk about today, Hank? We got
an interesting show. Got a lot of perspectives here. Got a lot of going back and forth. Want to definitely know what you have to hear about it. If there's any opinion that you want to take, anything that you feel strongly about, take a side, hit our rant line, tell us how smart we are, tell us how good-looking we are, tell us how fucking stupid we are at 1-877-452-1231 at KentuckySports.co rant line.
Also, you can reach us on Twitter at, what is it, Matt?
It's KY.Sports.co.
KY.Sports.co. Hit us up on Twitter. Let us know what you think.
Drop some KentuckySports.co Twitter bombs.
You can also
as
visit
Dan Patrick says.
Our Facebook page.
What's his name?
Our Facebook page is facebook.com/KYSports. That'll take you directly to our Facebook page. We're really looking for a few more people to join that thing. We've got 103 right now, and that's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
we're a lot more popular than that, right?
Especially when you consider how amazingly successful we have been. the fact that we have 103 people is just a slap in the
But
face.
we're looking, it's Derby, so we're looking to have a big weekend. We're looking to have 10,000 after the weekend. So if you can help
That's
us out
our
with,
goal.
if you are the 10,000th member after this weekend, Hank Garrett is personally offering $1 million to the 10,000 member.
I'll give you a T-shirt.
I'll
You
hold
better
you
hope this
to
Google
that.
News thing doesn't blow up, or you're going to be screwed on that one.
I know. I'll be like the Will Ferrell in Semi-Pro. Gives the high guy the half-court shot, and he ends up making it. And the high guy keeps coming back for his $100,000, never has it. It's great. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. I can't claim much else for that movie, but you should watch that part.
We did have some interesting news this week. What were we, Matt? Accepted into Google News?
Oh, yeah. It's a big
We're
step for us.
kind of a big deal.
You know.
If you see me on the street, I do not want an autograph. I don't do that.
Yeah, if you see me on the street, leave me the fuck alone. I don't want to talk to you.
Now they know what we look like, and we're actually going to be stars, I think.
I will go Randy Johnson on your ass if you see me on the street.
But no, Google News is a big thing. We're going to be able to get our news out to a lot more people that just don't hear our podcast, people that just do search engine search will be able to find us a lot easier, and it's going to be a big thing for us, I think. But we need people like you that are viewing this video to tell your friends, et cetera, to help build our Facebook page, help build our community on our website. It's important, and we think we do good enough job here, but you let us know if we're not. Hit the rant line up. Let us know.
1-877-452-1231.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, let us know what you got to say to us, what you think of the site, anything. We're going to be talking about some different stuff tonight. We got our opening topic is one regarding some renovations to the University of Kentucky scoreboard for the football.
A little more of a social issue than we've delved into before, but it's an important thing. It's been big in Lexington. I don't think it's reached here in Louisville, but with the Kentucky fan base, all Kentucky fans should know what's going on with this scoreboard, because the scoreboard actually goes a lot. I think what happens with the scoreboard will go in a lot into what's going to go on with the renovations that they're proposing to Rupp Arena. So really what's going on with the scoreboard is the loan. I guess the loan was denied from the university, so the university is going to go, or the sports program, is going to go completely privately funded to get the new scoreboard. There's been a lot of discontent, I should say, in some of the faculty members. They're kind of getting the feel that UK is becoming a sports-first university. A lot of the administrators, some of the teachers, professors, people like that feel that the classrooms need renovation. A lot of other things that need renovation before the scoreboard. What are your thoughts, Kelly, on what's kind of going on there?
To be honest, I don't know. It's hard for me to read much into it. I see that what I read in the Courier-Journal is that, and I know all Kentucky fans love the Courier-Journal, is that the scoreboard loan was, I don't know if they worded it that it was declined, but that it was, they suggested they found funding elsewhere, like you said, I guess, which I don't think Kentucky athletics normally has much trouble finding.
Yeah, that's the main thing that the administrators are going to run into every time. I mean, if the school denies them a loan, then they're just going to go get it from somebody privately funded. I mean, there's enough
boosters are just going to hand out cash.
And people that love Kentucky. But, you know, if you're going to compete in the SEC in football,
certainly
you need this.
Matt Jones pointed it out very well. They don't have
nearly anything that, you know, I'm not sure about Vandy, but I do know that everybody else in the SEC is above Kentucky when it comes to facilities for football. So they do need this scoreboard. It's just it really does enhance the fan experience. You know, if you're in a seat that you can't get a grasp of really the play-by-play, you can always look up at the high-def scoreboard, see what's going on, and really it brings more interaction with the fans for the game.
And while the University of Louisville, because it's always compared, doesn't seem to have, you know, so much issues, political type within the university issues come up with funding like stuff like this. I don't think, right?
Yes, but that's
they don't really. I mean, the Yum Center had plenty of controversy involved with building it. It took forever, but you wouldn't see them have such an issue with, like, the expansion was a little bit of an issue, but I don't remember seeing anything like this regarding the expansion of Papa John's Cardinal Stadium. Do you?
Oh no, definitely not. And that's also the issue you run into with is whatever issues that the Kentucky anybody that works at the university is having with these, enhancements to the scoreboard and to Commonwealth. They probably have those at U of L. They're just not as voiced publicly because Louisville is a private university to where Kentucky is the state university. They get a lot more state grants, a lot more state funding. So, there's gonna have to be a lot more paperwork and red tape done with what Kentucky has to do to where U of L, it really, I don't know. I'm speaking totally, just what I think, but I would think if anybody opposes it, you should worry about your job, at U of L, because they don't have to run by the same stipulations that they do at Kentucky.
You got to answer to a lot more people, I guess, when you're at the University of Kentucky to get anything passed than at U of L.
Definitely. But it brings up another point that I wanted to touch on real quick, and please tell me if you're a UK football fan and if there is a UK football purist out there that has watched them when they were terrible, just awful. Some of those Bill Curry days, post Pookie Jones running the option at UK. That's about as far back as I can remember. Mo Williams, he was good.
He was a love boat.
Yeah, he's about the only bright spot. Yeah, he's about the only bright spot I can ever remember about Kentucky football prior to Tim Couch. But the thing I wanted to bring up is it even possible for Kentucky to really compete in the SEC in football? No matter how many enhancements that you make. Kentucky is the sole basketball school in the SEC. They're the only ones that put their resources, opposed from Vanderbilt, because Vanderbilt, if you look in the question of basketball, football, I don't think Vanderbilt really applies because they're always going to be academic first. And there's not really another school in the SEC that's going to that can rival Vanderbilt's academics. So they're left out of the question.
What's your reasoning for thinking that Kentucky never could? Because the history of teams have never had two successful programs at once?
No. That's not it. I'm not saying anything bad about Kentucky football, but
and teams have.
I think if you look at the SEC, how they're built, there's not one program that is good in football and basketball every single year. Florida.
Yeah.
But here's my point about Florida, though. Florida has the strongest recruiting base of any of the SEC schools. You look at Florida
football-wise.
No, there are a lot more athletes than are here in the state of Kentucky. You also have Miami, and you have Orlando, and Fort Lauderdale, but some other cities. But you have 4 or 5 cities that are bigger than the biggest city in the state of Kentucky. So you have a population that just dwarfs the state of Kentucky. I just think that SEC football has been raised to such a high bar. They're almost playing professional football in the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
I just wonder if Kentucky can keep pouring the resources into basketball to keep basketball to where it is, because they don't have the strongest recruiting base either. If you look at Kentucky,
the state,
yes.
Within the state,
you have to push out resources, like the article that we just read about Kentucky having to put the most money toward their basketball recruiting, right?
Oh, yeah,
to the basketball program. So I just wonder, is it possible? I know you give your best foot forward, but the people at the top at Kentucky, do they really think they're going to compete for an SEC title?
Have we seen it? I guess my question would be, have we seen any schools that were strong in one, maybe they're a football school, and have we seen them then cross over? Because I think that's what the question is, right?
Yes, but
has an Auburn, obviously that's a bad example. They don't have a basketball program.
Chris Porter, the Chris Porter days, you look at Chris Porter, I think that was 99. They were a number 1 seed, ranked number 1 most of the year. That was a team that was coached by the short white bald guy